Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Normally, I'll give you some intro about who I am and what I'm doing, but I just want to get straight into Nottingham Forest against Manchester United. Now, we're looking at this game right here, and we're looking at the Not Forest player. Let's just have a little quick look. So, here's the guy right here on the ball, and where's he looking to play? Well, he can't pass through the middle here, clearly, because but he can go out wide or wide here and then through. Okay, so United's defensive situation isn't that bad. We've got a 1v1 here. We've got a couple of players wandering, but let's watch and see how this progresses right here. Bosh, as that ball goes out wide, do you see this guy peel off the back of this gentleman here, right? So here's the problem. He has to go and close the ball wide, right? As that happens. Where's his cover? His cover is man-to-man marking in the midfield, and we've got a player here doing nothing. The reason why he's doing nothing is because the ball is on this side of the field, right? So if the ball's on this side of the field, we need somebody that's free on this side of the field. We can't be everybody man marking on this side of the field. Someone has to come over. We can't have a free man on the blind side, if that makes sense. This is the blind side. We cannot have free players over here doing nothing. But also, the pass has gone through a whole bunch of people that have been taken out of the game. So as it comes across, boom. He stopped marking his man now, but look how open this guy is. Now here's a problem. This defender here, he makes a choice to go and pressure out wide instead of marking his man. What was the right choice? Mark his man. Why do we not care about pressuring the player out there? The reason we don't care about pressuring the player out there is because he's not past the 18-yard box. If he was in this zone here, as a left back, you will go out and pressure him. If he's not, you have midfielders that would do that job for you. And you can see these guys can do that. You cannot leave your player that you were man marking, because all of a sudden what happens is your centre back cannot get over and cover for this player. And there's no centre midfielder to come and cover for you. So you've stepped forward to go and do something that you can't do in an area that you shouldn't be in. Now, should a centre midfielder read the passing? Yeah, maybe this guy should have been smart enough to say, hey, I'll mark him and you move on one. But the left back should not be going to pressure that ball because it's not near the danger zone. You don't care. You just stay and mark your player and let one of your other midfielders come in and deal the job. He doesn't do it. He steps forward and all of a sudden opens up that pocket of space there, which is absolutely terrible. I mean, that is just terrible. As a left back, what are you doing? You can't win the ball there. The guy's, 5, 10 yards away from you? Sorry, no, not 5. A good 15 yards away from you, 10, 15 yards away. You can't get there. So why are you going? You stay and you mark the player. Now the player's got all acres of space. But there's a bigger problem. There's a bigger problem. There's the back four. That's not a defensive midfielder. That's not a defensive midfielder. None of these people are in the middle of the field. The reason why you stay in the middle of the field is because if someone sneaks through, you can mark them. There is nobody for United in the middle area. You go, oh yeah, but Cash, the ball's on that side of the field. That's absolutely fine. You're playing a certain system that squeezes them on the outside, squeezes them on the left and the right hand side on your 4-3-3. The reason you play 4-3-3 is because you've got numbers up on the flanks. And that when you've got numbers up on the flanks, that means your defensive midfielder has to be central. You need some midfielder central. You can't put all the pressure on the wings. Okay, they didn't put pressure on the wings. If they make a mistake, to make sure that you're covered in the middle of the park. And there's no one covering in the middle of the park. And this guy's completely and utterly free. So when the ball comes in, he's got an easy pass into the net. Now, quite frankly, I think the keeper should do better. But I'm right here, we're not quite sure of the keeper's line of sight. We'll have another look at that and see if we can see the keeper's line of sight. But there's no one from United in the middle of the field. No one. Let's see if we can see what the keeper's line of sight. Here we go, a bunch of players tracking back. It's checking in here. The keeper's probably really got no chance. You can see where the keeper's anticipating the ball's going to go. His feet and his body movement, he's already anticipating that the ball's going into this corner right here. You can see it. Look at his body shape. His weight is on this foot. If this guy goes across the keeper's got no chance. So you already can't blame the keeper there. He's hedging his bets, thinking this guy's going this point. But also, you've got another defender. Look how deep this defender has got away from this person trying to score. He has dropped off another 5 yards. Absolutely awful. Bomb in the... And also, there's no player that he's defending. Why has he dropped off 5 yards? We're talking about a midfielder being loose in the middle of the box, in the middle of the field, but also you've got a defender here that should have been on this guy. There's no other player for you to mark. Why are you letting him walk through the middle of the field? It's absolutely terrible for United. And Ten Hag doesn't have a clue at this level. Doesn't have a clue. So if you're good at football, you coach football, you play football, you'll know exactly what I'm about to say. Did they score a goal on you, or did you score a goal on yourself for stupidity? This is a goal scored on yourself by complete and utter stupidity. They've got the ball right here as the goalkeeper, looking to play the ball out, and you know what happens? He hits a pass, not quite good enough, doesn't realise the pace of this guy, I think it's Garnacho here, comes running in and intercepts the pass. He shouldn't be playing this ball, but he's playing hipster football instead of just getting rid of the ball, because that's what he should do. All of a sudden, won the ball. He still has work to do. That's fair. Still got work to do. But United are not creating this goal. Nottingham Forest are giving them this goal. If this happens on my under-13s, I'm yelling at everybody I'm disappointed because we've given them a goal, because we haven't done the right things and understood how to play football. This is the Premier League, and they are still doing these things from bad coaching. And that goalkeeper doesn't know the difference to get rid of the ball when he's in trouble or pass it into a midfielder. By the way, both of these players, your class is marked. Just get rid of it. What are you doing? And what I mean get rid of it, it's not necessarily lose the ball. He has lots of other options. He can come out right or left. There's a massive space over here. He could have just played the ball in front of this guy right here, in front of this guy here to run onto and get rid of the ball or do something different. But he doesn't. He plays in like just a terrible pass. Ends up getting the ball, and then everybody panics, which they probably should do because the keeper's just given the ball away. Everyone's like, actually, not bad defensive position, trying to come back in and cover. Squares the ball, and because there's not enough defenders back, Rashford finds himself in acres and acres of space and slots the ball home. They've given them a goal. They've let them play themselves back into the game because of your own stupidity. Shouldn't happen in football. Shouldn't happen. Does. It's the Premier League. Let's get on to the last goal. So this is a counter-attack goal on the transition, so I will have to slow it down just a bit so I can beat the copyright nonsense that happens on YouTube. But we can see clearly what's happening right here. United players stepping onto this ball, just striking at the goal. Clear as day right there. Trying to put the keeper under pressure. Good strike or bad strike, he's going to put him under pressure. Defenders can't get to it. Let's watch what happens. Bosh, off it goes. Now we've got the parry away. He's done well. Why has he done well? He hasn't put it back into the danger zone. It's going wide. That means defenders can help and deal with the ball. Brilliant. Moving it forward, we can see the defenders aren't there. United player got there first. What does he do with it? Truthfully, the right thing to do here, and this is what I teach all the guys I coach, put your foot on it. Put your foot on the ball and pick a pass. Don't panic. This is the point when you find out if you've got a real striker on your team or you've just got morons. Put your foot on the ball and pick out a pass to get the goal. If you strike or do anything now to lose the ball, Bosh doesn't pick a pass out. He just hits it across the goal. Doesn't realise who's coming on. Now here's the interesting factor. He didn't look, didn't pick a pass out. Now count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 United players. And here's the other part. Think of all the players that ran into the box, right? And no one held. There was no one holding the middle of the field again. Same problem we just talked about a second ago. 5 players. Oh, good. Oh, sorry. I may have been down the pub all day. There's the 4th. You can see I've left the open space in the middle of the field. As this ball comes, now this guy can just do what he wants. He can just run straight down the middle of the field because no one knew how to time or space their run. Gets worse. It's the same player. He's still been running. All he's done is run from his own 18-yard box all the way to the halfway line. And do you know what all the United players have done? Run away. This guy's job right here now is to slow this ball down. He's not marking a player. You can argue he is and you can argue he is, so they don't want to pressure the ball, which is fair enough, right? This guy isn't. He needs to pressure this ball and slow it down. What do I mean pressure? He doesn't want to over-concede. He can foul him and take a yellow card. That's absolutely fine. But he does not want to overpress this ball in any way, shape or form. He doesn't even do that. Doesn't even go near him. This guy's still running on his own. Someone needs to put pressure on the ball. The only person that can is this guy right here. Don't know who he is, but that's his job right here. And this is the difference between playing football and being coached football. Coach football means, oh, we all run back into our shape. Playing football means I need to go win the ball before they score. And he gets there and slows this passage of play down. No interest in doing that whatsoever. And then now there's a pass. Well, now it's even more dangerous because both of these two are taken out of play by this one pass. Well, Kesh, that doesn't make sense. Why? Well, because this guy was able to make an easy pass, okay, there's an open space here that he didn't drop back into, which he shouldn't have been dropping back into, but he could have pressured this and cut that pass off. So he didn't cut the pass off or take the space away. He did neither. So all of a sudden, this guy has done absolutely nothing except for just trot around. Now we're looking at a situation where he trotted back and he's 2v1. Can you see this? Obviously, there's 2v1 right here. Okay. Well, are we going to make a challenge? Are we going to slow them down? Are we going to stop them doing anything? No, because you haven't noticed, and neither has anybody else, about the person in the middle of the field completely and utterly open. Look at how straight and flat that line is with those 5 players. Bearing in mind, all of the other players have been taken out of play because they overran and overcommitted and didn't understand how to play. This guy now, who didn't stop the ball or slow the ball down, has completely left the middle of the field. Because remember, he's not needed over there. He could have just drifted and held the middle of the field. So this pass wouldn't have been able to have. However, it is. And it's straight into the corner. Now, maybe the keeper could get a save there. I'm not a fan of Banana. I think he's awful, genuinely awful. There's no keeper, I don't think, that's conceded more goals in the Champions League in history than him in one season. But overall, no understanding about the counter-attack, no understanding about slowing players down, and no understanding about total transition and stopping players to do what they do. Totally awful. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.